today. Welcome to Humanity Unboxed. Michaell, it's lovely to see you. I'm so sorry. Instagram is not working apparently on third-party things. So we're on Facebook and LinkedIn.
It doesn't matter where we are, but you always can promote it on Instagram. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. How are you? I know you don't like
alive.
Yeah. And there's a lot of energy. There's a full moon in Sagittarius, which is obviously the coolest sign because it's
no idea what that means. But
no, it's a gorgeous moon though. It really is. Yeah. And we can feel
we love moon. We love moon, and we also accept its strengths and power. It's not just sun is beautiful and moon is beautiful.
Exactly. It's the two sides. Though.
We need both.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, I want just moon." I want a full moon to be romance all the time. No, we need to have both.
Yeah, and the full moon isn't romance all the time. It can also be lighting up shadows in our life that we don't necessarily want to have.
Craziness.
Yeah. But the moon is often seen as similar to the feminine, and the sun is often seen similar to the masculine. So we do need both. Sometimes more of the other one, sometimes less. But today we're talking about value still in the trust kind of thing, and why your value can't be measured. And I'm so sorry I haven't answered your LinkedIn comment yet. But I agree. But there's more. There's always more.
There's always more. It's never less. Yeah, it's always more. I mean, even if we say, "Hey, the guy is punishing her," or there's always more to that, to the whole dynamic. It's always, and everything is even more. Even if it seems like very finite,
Yeah. Measurement limits us, though.
Very much, because everything systemic is ultimately it's stagnant, and it's ultimately death. It's ultimately non-existent. When we have something very, this is what it is. It's never what it is because humans constantly create and develop and grow.
So with measurement, for me, I mean, my background is in measurement, in psychological measurement, in psychometrics, in finding things, why we measure, what we measure, all of that stuff. And I know that there is value in some of that if we don't allow it to become
absolute.
That's the word. Yes. Yeah.
We can't have it absolute because there is no such thing as absolute. That's made up. That's systemically made up.
Measurement is only made up to help us create boxes, because that's what measurement does.
Exactly.
It creates boxes.
And in nature, there's no straight line. No, there's no straight line. Only humans create straight lines. Only humans create systems, boxes.
Yeah.
So we say, so in the boxes, you said, what was the thing? The value, why value is...
why your value can't be measured.
Okay. There's one thing, it can be measured, obviously, because 8 billion people are suffering from measuring human value, right?
But it isn't measuring their value. It's measuring a
box.
A perception, a box. It's measuring a box.
We measure a box and say you got to fit. You got to cog in there. If you're not cogging in, then you're not fitting.
Yeah.
And then this is the repeated problem that we say. When you box creativity, you ultimately have to destroy yourself, because you go game the system, compete, and then it doesn't matter what morals you have. You see, they have more. You have no more. No, because we also have built in the DNA that when we get pushed in a corner, we bite. Like a cat, like the cutest cat, like the cutest thing is when you're pushed in a cat, because DNA wants to survive. It's so precious being alive. That's why I always say I'm alive. When you ask me how I am, because it is so precious to be alive. It's such a precious gift. But we think, and I had that yesterday on a thing with London at a podcast, and we talked about the fear of life. It has become, the systemic conditioning has brought us to a fear of life. And then, so now we are afraid of dying, but the system threatens you of existence, right? The system, we all have to survive. We all have to have money. So we become afraid of life. So life becomes a struggle. So we're afraid of dying and afraid of living, which is resistance, which creates resistance. When you don't move, it is resistance.
Yeah.
And when resistance is created, we are mostly, we kill each other. Simple as that.
But we also kill ourselves. We kill the possibility of change, of growth,
of being,
being, because we are holding ourselves back and following these patterns.
And we can never not be, because we always be, even if you're dead or alive, we always be.
Yeah.
So this whole thing is a delusion. The whole thing is not a dream. It's a delusion of, hey, life is beautiful. We could all live together. Nature made us the way that we all can contribute to human potential. And we say no, because what is system relevant is paid. What is not system relevant is not paid. And even if it's system relevant, look at all the talent, the Formula One guys. Look at the creators. We talked about Snoop Dogg. He made $142,000. And he had 1 billion downloads. It's $1 million or whatever. And this is just, you can't box us. Humans don't want to be boxed. Otherwise, they give up.
But we are boxed. We
are boxed. Yeah.
As humanity, we are used to being boxed, and then we try and stay in these boxes. There's a analogy that I'm trying to think of now about a jar with ants. And how the ants keep themselves down. I'm gonna have to find this somewhere. It just came into my head now, but it is.
Oh, you mean the animals?
Yes.
The mosquitoes. When you put it in a glass, because we are adaptive. We got the survival drive is more. Is that British taxi driving right now here? One of the black ones. Can you see that?
Oh my word!
Hello.
It's quite funny.
Hello.
Yeah, and today I'm now officially a British citizen, so I've obviously summoned it.
Fitz, that's because of you. That's the honoring of the universe of you. So, the mosquitoes, why they stay in the thing, because what is our driver is to be alive, because we chose to be here. It's not somebody else.
No, yeah.
We have the permission to be here, and that's why. So the survival is always the most. And if they say we can survive in the box, that's what we do. But it's only because we didn't understand the other function of creativity.
Yeah.
And now we know this is what's going on in the world right now. We are boxed. We can't get out. So the creativity is misused by being in the box and being successful in the box, by gaming the system. It's misused. No human, where's your one-on-one is that you contribute. And I have to say one-off-oneness, because when I say it, people often don't hear the off. And it's not 101, and they think, what is he talking about, 101? I have to say one off one.
One off one, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
because the people were lost. They thought, there's a code for something we don't understand. The systemic people.
Yeah.
So
actually, coming back to that, I'm seeing human centricity coming up a lot these days. Everywhere I look, everybody's either a human-centric this or, and it's being measured. how do we measure how human-centric we are? Like, I don't
No, you
understand.
can't.
Yeah.
You can't. I
But
have
there is a way, well, we can, but it doesn't have, what's the word?
measurement.
Yeah, units,
Yeah,
or, scale or whatever.
it is awareness.
It's an
Awareness that
awareness, it's
decides.
a feeling, it's
Awareness
a
decides. So
realization.
that's
Yeah,
why system of knowledge, human-centric, you have awareness,
yeah,
because it is what we are and what is. Where the system is a theater play that you say, I'm going to write a drama that goes from here to here with a finite outcome where everybody's killed or everybody's happy or everybody's whatever,
yeah,
and I've written, actually, I've written the last week because I said I'm going to send you the definition of human centricity
yeah.
the best as I can, and it's pretty much done. Yeah. So I will send you that. Yeah, yeah, because we literally are the ones that actually started this for 5 years ago. Nobody had. I've never read it. Perhaps somebody else did, but we have started the human centricity and seeing the two things that none is wrong.
No,
System relevant is very thing, but it's what we created. But when you look at system relevance as a theater play, it's no problem. The problem is when you think the theater play is reality and the human centricity are not. This is where the whole thing collapses.
or when you think that humans need to adapt to to become
Relevant.
system relevant,
Yeah.
instead of systems as spaces for
Yeah.
humans to explore,
Yeah.
but
101 is.
this,
Yeah. 101 is. And
because we
yeah.
are one of one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the system is only, and I understand how that worked, because at the beginning when we started systems, it was very simple, very thing. Now we are more intricate, but with the intricacy comes also technology. So, for example, using AI to find Michelle's and Michael's 101ers would be a human. It's hard, but I'm saying, but
yeah,
it gets you closer. It accelerates your growth. If you say, hey, I look at all the stuff that you do, and everything is very empathetic. Oh, and you say, I don't think for me, I say empathetic, but all of a sudden you are open to think about your empathy.
yeah.
Your true empathy, not your system
Hey,
empathy.
we don't need AI to do that for us. If we can
We
communicate,
don't need it. No, we don't need it. But it could help for the people that are unconscious, to
yeah,
get them into, hey, you are one of one. There's no Peter. There's no other Peter than you. Peter
yeah,
is just the generalized name, but you are Peter. And not
yeah.
for us, but for the, and I'm not thinking we are better. We're just more aware,
Of
that,
this aspect, because it's something
yeah,
that we like to talk
yeah,
about. So on Tuesday nights when I wait for Claire, my daughter, she goes dancing, I go for a walk. And yesterday I get tired or I get bored with doing the same walk all the time. So the town that we are close to or where she dances
yeah,
isn't very big. So there isn't a lot of, different places to walk. So yesterday I went into the cemetery around the church
yeah,
and kind of just decided to, do a little detour and go deeper
yeah,
in and really experience a little bit of the energy of it's a church cemetery, so it's really old. I didn't even look at the dates necessarily, but I was thinking about people, humans, and
yeah,
how a lot of people are so set on leaving a legacy or they need to be remembered, or whatever. I need to leave something for my children, so that they can remember me. And I just had this because I don't have that. I don't understand
I
that
don't need that.
necessarily. I and I had this thought that I am you and you
Yeah,
are me.
me, yeah.
Yeah. There is a connection, like I don't know how to put it
And
in.
we are it. We are it too. It's like I'm you, you are me. We
Yeah.
are it. So it's always, we all experience what is.
in
We
our
are,
own way. Like we can't even
exactly.
communicate it necessarily, but
Yeah.
on a deeper level, or
Yeah.
whatever judgment you want
Yeah.
to put on it, on a different level, um, we do experience it if we are aware,
Uh-huh.
or if
Yeah.
we're interested in being aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the thing is, with the value, why you say we can never value, because the system is just from what is, it's just a part. System is just what is a part. Because without oxygen, without nature, there's no systems or there's no humans. So
Yeah.
it's a part. And in that part, we have to find collectively value, which is the system relevance.
Yeah.
And we have worth. But in order for the human potential to grow and evolve, we have created one-of-ones that all contribute to the human potential. And when we all contribute to the human potential to grow, it is to experience the growth.
Yeah.
We experience, but what we experience, we have so much cut ourselves out to just experience the system relevance. So the technology is exponentially, there's a lot of metaphysicians that say 300, 400 years times more evolved. Then we have put that in, and we became more uninvolved humans because our focus is to be the system relevance in that share of life.
Yeah.
And so this is so hard to communicate this unawareness. I don't know how to teach people other than you and I talking. The awareness that every single human is valuable. And we talked about Stephen Hawking. If they wouldn't have discovered Stephen Hawking that he is system relevant or can be system relevant, he would have died probably 20 years earlier, or would have died in a poverty somewhere, in the boonies. So every human, disabled or not, has a special value. And now the system discovers, oh, the autistic children, they are smart. On the other hand, we create autistic children. What would there be without the autism? When we poison them to be autistic. So there's so much to think about, to pull it all. You and I can do this with our neurodiversity. We can pull in all these contexts.
Yeah.
But I think it's really there's this blockage. I think is one of what we all go through, that we humans want to matter, and then we go to other values, but of being in that system, mattering in that system. So I'm a superstar. I lose my superstardom, from one day to another, because value is only short time. It's as long as you contribute to the system. If not, you're gone. It's like I'm playing Monopoly with you. The moment I run out of play money, I'm out. I cannot keep playing and buying houses and selling. So what happens is that sadness of that people say, okay, I was a superstar. It wasn't even him. If he was a superstar, he would have died a superstar. But it wasn't even him. He was a superstar. So now he has to become infamous, get drunk, do stuff, all things, so that people keep his system relevant value up, even though it's no system relevant value. But in the system, it has no human-centric value to self-destruct. But in the system, it has, as long as till you die. In system, and you might be even after that. Elvis is still famous,
Yeah.
after you die. Yeah, Michael Jackson. All these people, you still can be system relevant. That's why they want the legacy. That's why they want a legacy. They want to be always system relevant. That's why I want the legacy.
But why? Because they're not there anymore.
Because legacy is a system relevant thing. It's not.
Concept.
There's no legacy in human centricity.
No. Yeah.
This is interesting when it comes in. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So in human centricity, there is only the moment, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because there's only you and me.
Yeah.
Now.
Totally enjoying that moment. I enjoy it totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the magic that happens. I love the what comes in happens. And I love the surprise that happens. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. But that can't be measured. We can't say, oh, that was
It's
a,
priceless because it's priceless.
yeah, we can't put a number on it. How.
Money doesn't exist in nature.
No.
Money is a human invention. Probably the first is a very, very good invention, I think. Like fire, you can do a lot with it. But we sold out. It's like when an artist creates a figurine and starts talking to her and says, should I talk to Michaell right now or not? Should I be nice to Michaell or should I be mean? And just imagine whatever that figurine of mine or the sculpture says. You cannot make something you created higher. This just doesn't work. You cannot make something that you created other than a human, like a child. You cannot do anything physical that you created that is higher than you. And AI is not higher than you. It just has more knowledge. It's just linear.
But nothing can be higher or lower than you because you are just a part of.
Yeah.
Because even if I can't make my child higher or myself higher or, my cat higher or whatever it is, or my friend or, and I think this is a lot where issues come in with things like cults and spiritual leaders that are actually toxic or whatever it is, leadership for that matter.
Authority is system relevant. Authority, there's no authority in human centricity. There's no authority.
No. But yet, if I spoke to a friend the other day and we were talking about how we as South Africans see politics differently than a lot of British people, for example. That's I feel that there's in the so-called first world, there's still a lot of belief or reliance or trust being put in authority or government or whatever it is, where we grew up with you don't trust. The police can be very scary where we come.
Every authority, every system relevant authority can be frightening. That from the tax person to the police to the military to anything.
In a way that they don't have your best interest at heart at all.
No, because it can't be, because it's a construct. It's a systemic construct that it's like the sculpture I created. It cannot be better. It cannot be authority of mine in what I do. I have to be my own authority. In the human centricity, I decide how I am with you. If I want to be mean, we are mean to each other. If we are liking each other, we like each other. I'm not going to ask outside. I never take outside influence.
Yeah.
Because I dance with people. I monkey around with them.
And you take responsibility, because if you're mean to someone, then they might be mean back to you, and that's that's a response.
And that's a risk. Well, if I have the authority, I have no risk. It's the same as I create wars with tax money, and I can everybody would go to war if we don't have to pay for it, neither with our lives nor with the money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there would be much more wars. There would not be 60 wars. There would be hundreds of wars, because people have not losing, and that's where it's going. It's a business. It has nothing to do with anything. It's a business.
Yeah, but people subscribe to it in a deceitful way. Oh, I am being patriotic, or I am, I'm sacrificing my life, or whatever it is, for. I hate war. I hate army. I hate all of that, because it's all built on lies. It's all built on business.
Yeah. No, it's also generalization, system generalization. The blacks, the whites, the Asians, the Nazis. It's always a generalization word that can segregate. See, the segregation, once you give it a label, you segregate, And we need labels. We need labels that if I say I'm talking about a home or a house, that you know what the context. It's only contextually. It's not in the detail. It's not correct in the detail. Contextually, you can say, yes, this is the problem, blah, blah, blah. But then when you go in and say, no, this is human killing. This is, and in England, they don't want to go to the military anymore because they don't want to kill other people that they don't even know or destroy their infrastructure. And then the systemic stuff of climate change. You cannot have both. You cannot say, I'm going to pay billions on climate change and billions on wars.
No,
it's not your money. It's not your money.
But
you
it's
pay
also
for yourself.
not your planet alone.
Yeah.
You can't say I'm going to block out the sun, or I'm going to bomb whoever, or I'm going to provide weapons to that country to bomb that country. Somewhere along the line, the people need a voice. I don't want to subscribe to anyone bombing anyone.
But people don't. It's awareness. I think that's why I say, because yesterday that guy in London told me the same thing. He says, how we have awareness. I said, awareness is the key, because once you're aware, you have to, remember our example. We say we went to Indian food and you said, oh my God, I think I ate something bad at that Indian food. And then the second day you say, Michael, why did you bring me to the Indian food? I hate you. And the third day you find you're pregnant, right? So when the perception is off, you see on the going to the Indian food. I'm not saying it's Chinese food or whatever.
Yeah.
When we, whatever pizza place, whatever it is, it goes from hating the restaurant, hating me, being ecstatic that we are pregnant.
Yeah.
So the perception. Once you're aware, see, when I get you out of perception and I can change your perception, you were with me fighting against everybody else. And what we do is amplifying it because we hate it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the awareness.
Where your attention goes, your energy flows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the awareness is, if we get people aware, then stuff happens automatically. That's the universe is in balance, in harmony, the moment we are aware,
Yeah. And that's a perfect place to kind of end this wonderful conversation again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We are all valuable, we all have value, even.
Yeah. Not system relevant. We all have worth. We have no system but for me, a human, even that is not system relevant, because you and I, we're not very system relevant, is priceless. I would never change that for system relevance, to be in our friends,
Yeah, no, exactly. So I value
Thank you.
your worth. I'm going to end it on that then.